Hello and welcome to BonkTable. I'm Mass. This is the Conquest podcast. Today I have with me is Saxon. Please introduce yourself, sir.
Sanex. It was close. Hello.
I just did an interview with Saxon yesterday. Terrible at names.
It is close. It is close. Don't worry.
Okay, so before we get to Mateusz, I did reference to him as Matthew or Matthews in another video by accident. What's even worse? So I'm just keeping the train alive at this point. Thank you very much, Sanex. Also known as Kamil, who's his actual name. And then we have Mateusz, also known as Podwis, who is the car below us, as this is recording.
It's not a typical car. It's a Subaru, so...
These two lovely gentlemen went to Chios for Worlds for Conquest. We're here today to interview them, talk about how they got into wargaming, how they got into Conquest, what factions they play, how's their meta in Poland, and maybe a little bit of their wider, was that Eastern European area, because you guys are also going to an event in Germany, and you just had Amulet D20, what was very exciting. So there's lots of events going around in your area, what I'm super glad to see in here. And we're gonna get into, what else? A bit about Chios from their perspective and everything, and yeah, it's gonna be fun. So with that, we'll start with Sanex. How did you get into wargaming? Where'd you start?
Yeah, basically, I believe it's kind of interesting story. As my day job, I'm working in the board game industry. I'm a game producer, and when when somebody offered me that kind of job, I promised myself that I'm not going to play board games after my job time, because the board games was my main hobby for many years before. And I was trying to find some kind of substitute, and the wargaming was pretty close to the board games, because in the terms of the mechanics and so on, it's pretty close. But the vibe, the feeling of the game is slightly different. And that's how I joined the wargaming community, and I'm here for about 5 or 6 years, something around that.
Nice. What war game did you start with? Was it traditionally Warhammer, or did you start with something else?
I have started with the X-Wing.
Oh.
I was pretty terrible player, because the X-Wing is really game based on your skill. I mean, you can have the best list on the world, but if you have no laser in your eyes, you are not seeing the distance on the mat, you are going to be probably just a bad player. And I was a bad player, I mean really bad. So I have started with the X-Wing. Then probably I have played the Star Wars Legion, and after that the Age of Sigmar from the Warhammer. And probably Age of Sigmar was the first game I really joined to the competitive level.
Nice. I'm glad to hear. We're gonna move to Podwis. Podwis, how did you start into wargaming? Like, how did you get there?
I have been playing miniatures for over 20 years.
Okay, so long time.
Yeah, really long time, almost my entire life. So I started with Lord of the Rings, because in shops we have some some books with miniatures to buy, and I started with this.
Nice. What? So you did Lord of the Rings. Did you do any other systems? Because you've been playing for 20 years. So like.
Yeah. So that's really long story, because after, let's say, 3 or 4 years, I switched to Warhammer Fantasy Battle, and I play it really a long time. Then the Warhammer Fantasy world disappeared for Age of Sigmar. I met Sanex, and we start playing Star Wars Legion.
Everything! Basically everything.
Yeah, then Age of Sigmar, then X-Wing, Warhammer 40k, Marvel Crisis Protocol, What else?
Song of Ice and Fire.
Song on Ice and Fire, and probably a lot of more.
Wow,
I have counted it in the last week, and probably I have played over 33 or 4 different miniatures / skirmish games. So I can risk and tell that I have played most of the popular systems right now. 4 right now.
no, that's good. I'm really surprised of how many different systems you guys have played. It's more than like a lot of other people I've chatted to. Like, you every once in a while you get the guy who's kind of like dabbled in everything, but to really like invest in and kind of deep dive a bit and get a decent collection and also learn well into that game is good to hear. Podwis, I'm gonna transition here. What got you into Conquest? So like after playing mostly GW Fantasy Flight, what lured you into Conquest?
So Conquest starts to become bigger and bigger in Wrocław. And when we are playing in our local shop in Boulder, I saw that, some system with big miniatures. And when I saw orcs riding dinosaurs, I fell in love. And that's it. I just bought them.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Because funny thing that in every game I'm playing always orcs if it is possible. Okay. So in Age of Sigmar, in Fantasy Battle, in 40k, always orcs. So
were you an Isengard orc or a Mordor orc in Lord of the Rings?
No, Warcraft orc. In Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, because you played Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. Mordor orc.
Oh, okay. Lots of orcs. Sanix, what got you into Conquest? What lured you in?
So basically, probably from the beginning of our adventure with Mateusz, we have some kind of local joke here that we are playing some kind of game until we finish it. And for us, finishing the game means we have won the Polish Grand Tournament, Polish Championship, in that kind of game. And in our short history, we have won Age of Sigmar Championship, we have won 40k Championship, we have won Song of Ice and Fire Championship, we have managed to go to the podium on Crisis Protocol. What I'm trying to say is that every year, or maybe 2 years, we are skipping to another system, discover some kind of broken combos, and try to win the biggest tournaments in Poland. So basically, after we have won the Song of Ice and Fire game, and the game is really awesome. I mean, I really love it, but because of the scale, the Song of Ice and Fire is a kind of skirmish game where you are playing with 4 units on the table. I mean, the replayability on the top competitive level is really poor. And after we have managed and by luck won that tournament, Mateusz was looking for some kind of different regiment system. And unfortunately, on the market, there is not much competition. I mean, you have the Old World, which is new right now, but when we have started the Conquest, it wasn't on the market. We have Song of Ice and Fire, and we have the 9th Age or something like this. I haven't played. Mateusz did.
9th Age, Kings of War, I think, are the other two.
Yeah.
I forget that I'm on video now.
But basically, the regiment market is pretty small, and the Conquest was on the horizon. And Mateusz found it and told me, "Kamil, cool miniatures, let's try it." And I told him, "Okay, I'm going to pick orcs." Oh no, I have already bought it. So I had to take all Dominions, and for years I was playing all Dominions.
Oh. So I know recently you swapped to Euroni, and while we were at Chios, You had the full garb. You looked amazing, by the way. I was like, oh, I'm in trouble. Because the last time I played Euroni, my opponent came in with a gi, and I'm like, what is happening? They keep doing it. Every Yoni player I've played so far. So I knew I was in trouble. But what got you into Euroni? Because I know that's now kind of your new main faction, right?
Yeah, it is, because the publisher has forced me to do it. As you can see on my back, I have a lot of mangas. I'm really into the anime world. I'm playing the Tau, and my Tau in 40k is converted to Japanese style. In Malifaux, I was playing monks. Right now, there is some game called the Eldfall, and again, I'm playing the faction that is Japanese based. So basically, whenever there is an opportunity to get some kind of Japanese/Chinese vibe in the game, I'm just came into it, and
Sweet.
there was no choice. I had to do it.
Did you? Because I know they were kind of hinting at what the next faction 9 was going to be. Did you have an idea that it was going to be Euroni, or were you like completely like, oh, here we go? Like,
probably after the first screens came out, I wasn't so interested in it, because in my mind every time in every game, whenever there is a new faction, there is one advantage and one huge disadvantage, and all the Euroni players around the world has this disadvantage right now, because the faction is new and you have so little range of models. What can you put into your list? I mean, the list building is pretty limited, and unfortunately I'm that kind of player that really loves to build some kind of crazy shitty lists that are that uses the edges kind of rules and so on. And I, for example, in the Age of Sigmar, I love the Stormcast Eternals, because there is so many models in this book. I love Space Marines, because there are so many chapters, so many choices, and those new factions I'm not pretty huge fan. And when the Euroni was released, I had to think about it. I mean, it wasn't 100% go all in. I had to think about it.
oh, well, I'm glad to hear. I'm glad they did very well for you, and I'm glad you're exploring them more. And your huge stack of anime in the back of and manga. It seems like to be a perfect fit for you, and I'm really glad you're enjoying it.
I'm enjoying the playstyle as well, because Euroni in the Conquest is very strange faction. I mean, your biggest advantage is that opportunity you have to punish your opponent from their mistakes. And whenever we are playing with Mateusz and he does some kind of really little mistakes, I can just punish him and win the game, which is really cool. Disadvantage, the other side of the medal, is whenever Mateusz plays a really cool game without those little mistakes, the Euroni is just average and the game will be lost. So basically the game style really fits to my team. I love it. I love to punish my opponents for their mistakes, and Euroni is the best faction in the game which can do it because of the stack. I can play cards in the stack, I can play with the current order, but I don't have to. And that I don't have to is the most important.
It's really strong. It's so good. Like, just being able to do whatever you want.
Just say it's OP, right?
Yeah, it's tough. It's because like
learn how to play. No? That's all.
No, I really appreciate it. Like I still think back to our game we played at Chios, and I'm just like, oh my god, I'm getting destroyed out here. You did some phenomenal moves like in that game that I'm still like. You did a move where you pushed forward to threaten me. I made a mistake by shutting down my own scoring because I thought you were going to get aggressive and scored it, and you backed up. And you know what? From that move, I took it into later games in Chios and used it on other opponents. I think I used it into Brandon from UK. So you taught me something, and I'm like, this is what I should be doing. Like, Sanix is great.
Thank you.
To be honest, I'd love to play you more because I think you're a phenomenal player and a phenomenal opponent.
Unfortunately, on Chios, because of my list change, because my list have changed a few minutes before the tournament starts, I was really pushed out of my confidence. I mean, I was here to win the tournament. I was prepared to win the tournament, but when somebody tells you stop, your list is not working this way, and you have 10 minutes to adjust yourself, my mind was just so confused, weak, and I mean, I couldn't find myself in that kind of situation. I wasn't prepared for it, and I believe I could just play better.
And I do agree that really sucks. And like, I know Leo was like, we'll put up to a vote. I'm like, there's a bit of me what's like, just give it to him. Like we know your only changes are coming. It's fine. Like one of Peter had a gray army because his stuff didn't show up. Like, we're here to have fun, and like everyone was having fun as well. Like everyone was great at you.
I mean, that little change, to be honest, didn't affect my list in some kind of greater way, in a good way, or huge way, or it will be a better word. But before the game started, I was calculating everything I could before the tournament. So I knew how big is my damage output from every unit, from every stand. I had calculated what kind of enemy units was able to do it to my biggest blob with the Tenacious 2, and so on. I mean, I was prepared for it. And even this little change means that during the game, I had to calculate everything from the beginning. And it just beat me up.
I still think you did really well. You played you're an amazing player, Xanax. Like I want you to know that. Like,
thank you. I have done my best, and maybe next year.
I think you're gonna do very well next year, to be honest. Odwis, I haven't forgotten about you. I see you there in your fancy car. There's actually been a couple questions I want to ask you, and I've had an enjoyable time with Xanax. However, you are here, and we need to talk with you. So what other factions do you play in Conquest? I know you got into Wadrun, and you love Orcs, and Orcs riding dinosaurs is cool, but you did not play Wadrun at Chios. You played Sorcerer Kings, what, if I stand corrected, is actually owned by that guy right over there.
Yeah, it is. You know, my challenge is to play other fractions than Wadrun on Chios every year, and just put a new models for Wadruns.
Okay.
I have 2 armies now. I have 3 because after Chios I just bought Dwegom.
Oh, okay.
Because of this patch, I see some really nice ways to play with them. You know, because before it, I think the Dwegom was just...
It was boring.
How to say it? Yeah, exactly.
They're still boring. I mean...
No. I'm playing list with 2 sorcerers. So it gives me a lot of fun when you can cast a spells on the whole board. So, I'm playing 2 automatas units. So in turn 2, I have range to cast the spells even in your deployment. So if you want to put unit on the board, I have range to it. Because automatas have 7 movements, so 14 in round 1. On round 2, they can have 8 movements, so it's 30, and 16 range of the spell, so that's 46. Your stands have 2.5, so if you want to be on the board, I have range to it. So it gives a lot of fun. Yeah, but
amazing fun. I mean, those. On the second turn, whenever he throws those 10 dice from spellcasting on your main unit that arrives to the board, amazing feeling. I really enjoy it. Great.
Oh, okay.
it's dobra zabawa, so...
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so my other faction is, of course, City-States. I bought it probably month or maybe 2 months after they release it, because when I playing against it, if I see on the board the big, large blocks with Minotaur, that was looking amazing. Because on the start, everyone who want to play with city states can only have these big blocks of hoplites with Minotaurs, because you don't have any other units to choose.
No, yeah. Do you have the full faction? Like, you went and got? I know you have a Talos. You got chariots.
I have whole faction,
Oh,
whole faction, and probably 90% painted.
Wow.
So
did you paint it, or did you get Sanix to paint it?
No, I'm painting my ward runes, but the idea of city states was before previous Chios. My friend paint the units which I need for the Chios, and then I bought rest of army for someone else, but they was painted by our friend. So
okay,
it's the same painter. So that was good hit.
Nice, done. So let's get into your guys's, let's say, your local community. So do you play out of a game club or a store? Because I know it depends on like what part of the world is what people kind of go to. I know kind of in the UK they play more in clubs, but it seems like when I last talked to them, they're doing more store stuff. Germany, they're doing stores. Australia, they do stores. So yeah, what do you play in a store? Do you play in a club? How big is your local scene? Kind of players. Let's go with that. Podwis, you're still going, so let's hear from you first.
So mostly we are playing on our local shop, Bolter. So, but most of our games is on my house or Sanix's house because we are playing together a lot of games. So our community in Wrocław is something like 30 active players, let's say.
Nice.
So yeah, it's really nice.
Do you have like monthly tournaments, like world events that get up to
every month we have local tournament, and it's something like 20 players each month.
Nice. So
20. Yeah, 20.
I saw you there.
It depends on the month and of the state of the game. Our local tournaments are for between 14 and 20 people. Unfortunately, the store is not big enough to hold more players, more than 20, of course. Most of games I'm playing is against the Mateusz, and there is nothing to add. I mean, one time per month we are playing in tournaments, maybe one time per 2 months or month we are playing with different players, but most of the times, like 3, 4 or 2 times per week, we are playing just with each other, and I believe that's really cool. I mean, I have spoken to Carl during Chios, and having a friend that has similar skill to your, and you can spend your time together and try to figure it out how to destroy the game, break the rules, just create something really powerful. It's really cool because all over the world there are very good Conquest players, but most of them, I will take this risk and tell it, doesn't have their sparring partner on the same level. So we are just having advantage in that time. That's why we are playing together so many games.
No, I agree with you. Like, it's really great that you two live so close together and are of equal skill, and also not just like low end equal skill, like very high end equal skill. What allows you guys to trade those blows and have the discussion. I think that's like wonderful, and it really showed when you guys went to Chios. Like, I know you told me you had played 50 games with your list before going to Chios, and I'm like, I think I get 42. Yeah, still like a really good amount. And I'm thinking to myself, I think I played 15 with my list. Like, I am so fucked right now. But that level of like skill and practice is really great because I know, like, in North America, the Michigan guys, they live usually, like, some of them I think are in the same city, but you know, for more of them they're like an hour or 2 hours away. One of the guys is like 8 hours away, who I know Carl regularly spars with. So like having that more intimate play at an actual table helps out a lot. Like, I don't know if you guys have tried TTS, but I hate it.
Yeah, me too. I hope they will go for some else simulator.
Yeah.
I mean, BonkTable or Warhol. But
I'll have to look into Warhol. I have not played on it to know how good it is, so I'll put that down as my notes, as my homework.
I was playing it with when I was playing Night Age. So it's really good prepared for Night Age. So I think they can easily make it for the Conquest. But this mode on TTS, I hate it also.
Yeah, it's rough.
Yeah, exactly.
So
I will add here another thing to show you how does it work in real life. After the Chios, we have came back to Poland, and I had holidays. And I knew that we are going to join the D20 Amulet tournament in Slovenia. So I took another 2 days off, Mateusz also, and we have played about 6 games in 2 days to find this new meta for after the change, because the rules pack was really huge this few weeks ago, and most of the times in most of the games it looks like this. For example, when we were playing the Polish Team Championship in 40k, we also take 3 days off and play from the beginning of the day to the end of the game and try to do our best on tournaments.
I hear you. It's a lot of. Go ahead, Podwin.
Sorry for interrupt. Do you know this meme when Death knocking the door and the next door? Yeah, mm-hmm. So that's our way for the systems.
God, they're gonna make me make that meme. All the doors, all the game systems you guys have ruined over the years. The next one is Conquest. It's like, no. Maybe that'll be the meme. Fuck it. That'll be a great meme. I'll have that flash up. Okay. No, thank you. It's great to, I don't know. I think it's really great to have a sparring partner so close. Do you guys live like 15 minutes away from each other or something? So it's really easy to get to each other's home.
It's in our city. It's depends of the time of the day.
Of the time.
Because in a good hour is maybe 10 minutes even. But in the after the work it can be even 1 hour. So.
Or even more.
Yeah.
Depends on the traffic, so hard topic.
I went to Toronto one time to play a game of War Machine, and I got trapped in traffic for like 3 hours, and I'm like, I left early. It's like, what the I live in like a kind of like it's not rural, but it's like way out there in the middle of nowhere in Canada. So no, that's great to hear. So you guys, I know you guys play against yourselves a lot. Do you ever go to, like, let's say a practice day, like, your regular store game day during the week? Let's say Thursday is Conquest night. You guys ever come down to there and play a game or two, or do you prefer just to kind of stay home and play each other when you have the time? And then just go for
Depends.
Okay.
Depends. Unfortunately, what I'm going to say will be some kind of, maybe not offensive, but not friendly. I mean, whenever you want to learn something in the game, and our goal is to learn new things. I mean, we want to develop our skills. I want to discover new mechanics. We just playing to be better. And unfortunately, I'm sorry to say it, most of the players don't have the same goals as ours. So basically, whenever there is an open day, probably we'll have us and one more try harder. I mean, the player that really brings cancer list on the table, and other players, most of the players, will just enjoy the game itself. I mean,
Okay.
move some around cool models and so on and so on. So whenever you want to develop something new, it is those kind of open days is just a waste of time. I mean, probably you will not learn anything new. Whenever you want to learn anything new, you have to ask your try harder player friend, hey, for example, hey, Michael, can you go and play with us or show me your army? Uh, Unfortunately for the rest of the world, and fortunately for us, the Wrocław community meta is really high. I mean, we have around 7 really good players. So joining that kind of days may give you something in exchange, but it is better in a life where there is no enough time for everything, just to call that one friend and ask him for a game.
Yeah. Like,
That's from my perspective.
yeah.
Yep. Okay. I have sometimes I try to help some players for this open days. So when we have some players that want to progress their skills, I'm letting them to play each other, and I have A for the game. So I'm checking the stacks. I'm trying to explain them how they should move with some units and stuff like this.
So you're providing more coaching to them.
Yeah.
Than just kind of going down and like playing a game.
Exactly, because if I'm playing against them, it's hard to tell them how they should play if I know my stack and my plan for the game, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Basically, you're playing against yourself, so that's not working.
Yeah, exactly.
I hear you. I 100% get where you guys are coming from, and I completely understand it because a little bit of my personal background is I did War Machine for like 8 years or something. I forget at this point. And at different points in time, I realized I would I'd be coaching a lot of players as they kind of got up into a position where they could actually kind of challenge me and play, but that took a while. And I'd usually have them play into like guys who are also kind of new, just starting out, into like the guys who are like pretty decent, into the guys who are gonna be like pretty good, and then they'd eventually get to me. But I'd every once in a while play them into like a practice game, see how they're doing, and then like, oh, you're doing XYZ wrong, correct those. You're doing ABC right. I'm doing great. Play into James later. You'll have a fun time. You're kind of roughly in his skill level. But there was only like 3 or 4 guys at some points who could like actually make me think anymore, and I was like, all right, let's play a game. So yeah, no, I hear you, and I completely understand where you guys are both coming from and why you do. Yeah.
It always depends on what is your goal. I mean, whenever you just want have great fun, lose about your day jobs, bad things, and so on, you just enjoy any game, right? But whenever you really want to play at top level in every system, in every sport, you have to find the biggest opponents, the best opponents, and you have to deal with them if you want to improve your skills.
Like, I tell people, if you lost, you did something wrong, and there's a chance to learn. Because I've seen people say, I did everything right, but I still lost. It's like, no, you did something wrong.
No.
And I like, to be honest,
Exactly.
all my Chios practice games are coming out, and I think I lose 9 out of 10 of them. And I'm like, well, I learned something every game.
Yeah, because as you have told before, earlier, the knowledge came from your losses.
Mhm.
Whenever you win, you are probably will not spend as much time as when you lose the game to think about it, what you could play better, and so on and so on. So from my perspective, all the games I have lost give me more thinking and just improved my skills.
I agree. Sweet. Sanix, what do you think about the wider, like, Polish / like Eastern Europe? Like, what region are you guys in? I think go on my phone here and look up the leaderboard real quick, because
Lower Silesia.
Lower Silesia.
No, he's asking about in PB region, right?
Yeah, this one.
Yeah.
Okay.
So a
thought...
lot of people call it Polish region.
Yeah. Is it J? I think it's J. Yep, there it is. It's J. I found Podris at number 2. We're good. All right. So your guys' region overall, how do you find that meta? So, like, you have a bunch of different like highly skilled players from all over, but you have Austria, Belarus, Cyprus, Czech Republic, Greece, Hungary, Lithuania, Poland, Russia, Siberia, Slovakia. Yeah, that's Slovakia, Slovenia, and Ukraine. How do you find, like, your larger meta in your region?
Mateusz, do you want?
Yeah, now it's hard to say about current meta, because we have new patch.
Yeah.
But now I think right now I think Old Dominion is at the top, and nothing is even close to it. Then probably some list, like, I know, Emmanuel list with 3 beards, Sanex list with 3 spiders. So I think that will be now on the top. Some orcs, maybe some dwagons, but I think that's it. Sanex.
Yeah, the Old Dominion is pretty shitty OP. I mean, the Theocrator, this model is some kind of really bad joke for the game, because for 280 points, as far as I can remember, you are bringing 30 hit points with defense 3, evade 1, no resolve, one of the best damage output of the game, with a sorcerer, with a character, with Aura of Death, with +3 to charge, with trample 12 if you need it. I mean, that little model basically makes Old Dominion so powerful, and whenever you are trying to trade it, I mean, by trade I mean kill it, you have to bring around 500 points to the table, or even more sometimes, and just this little model just breaks the game. And unfortunately, the Old Dominion had another buffs. So basically, you have the Varanian guards, those heavy infantry with under the Xiliarch list, and they have 5 dice instead of 4. So basically, their damage output just increases, and one of the best infantry in the game. Again, defense 3, hardened 1, evade 1, clip 3 if you need. So they just hit and kill everything for free. And before the last patch, I believe the Old Dominion was one of the greatest army in Conquest. I believe the Xiliarch is just outstanding, as it was for a long time. I mean, I was playing the Old Dominions for science 2 years or something like this, and my Xiliarch just won so many games. 1 year before, when the Mateusz won the first Chios, he was playing against the Xiliarch, and the Xiliarch was able to deal with the city-states, with broken Talos and broken chariots. So
sorry for interrupting. Before last Chios, I have played, like, I don't know, more than 40 games, and that was only the one which I lose. with 2 losses against this Xylar. The problem is that, like Sanek said, the Old Dominion before this Chios was pretty close to the top faction. I mean, pretty close to the SK and pretty close to the Yoroni.
Yeah, it was.
And they, both of this army got nerfs. And Old Dominion gets solid buffs. So that's...
Yeah, and solid buffs in the one of the most competitive warlords in the Conquest world, because in Xylar units just get buffs, because you have the Centaurs, one additional attack die, you have the Varanian with one additional attack die, and now you don't have to bring the Archimandrita on the table. Instead of that, you are taking the Trio Crater, and oh god, to have made it. I mean, Old Dominion is top of the top. Nothing is even close to play against it. Of course, Conquest is a competitive game where even on the top competitive level, you are making mistakes. Each of us making mistakes. About 3, 4, maybe 5 little mistakes during the game. And if the Old Dominion player will make something bigger, you are able to win it. But basically, when the Old Dominion player will make really good game, you are not able to do anything against it. I mean, there are no tools to open it. The late game is for them. They can score pretty easy. They have amazing trade range because of the ghosts. I mean, Moroni or something like this. So they have. Yeah, go.
This is the last faction which have 3 actions, right? So they can move, charge.
Birds do, because they can do.
I mean, sorry. I mean actions that allow you move, charge, and clash.
Yeah, because you can teleport.
You can do it with Moroi. Teleport, charge,
Furies.
and clash, and Xylar Warband.
Yeah, so Morai Curious, because they can get a free spell, they could double move.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So the problem is that you have that should be slow army that getting more and more in the game, but for the start, if you have Moroi with teleport, then you have Xylar and Centaurs with 3 actions, you have so much pressure from the start of the game that it shouldn't be like this.
No, basically, for example, Centaurs have 16 inches of trade range because 8 movement. Charge is your movement plus d6, so it's 16 plus d6. Unstoppable, so from 18 or 19 inches, you can just lose average unit on the table for free because all the Old Dominions units are so cheap, and whenever the player brings the competitive list, he has around 12 or even more activation, so he will just out activate you 2 or 3 free combats, roll off. If you lose this, the game is basically done, unfortunately. So that's the top. The second, in my opinion, best faction in the game right now are dwarves, and being able to cast 2 spells from 10 dice around the whole table with armor piercing, it's average 7 hits, 6 hits, plus you have to make resolve rolls. I mean, their trade range is just disgusting, and you have no tools to play against it. I mean, there is nothing you can do to prevent your opponent from playing its game. I mean, that's really bad for the experience, because there is no choice. You can just anything you play, your opponent can just cast and punish you for free, and you are not able to stop it. So basically, Devgons has this sorcerer really crazy build. Unfortunately, the Stoneforge, I mean, this huge.
Because I played more games than him with Dwagom last time.
Stop.
Last time with new patch.
Stop. First of all, you are playing my old Dwagons I have sold about 1 year earlier. And second of all, I have played that army many more times, but earlier. I mean, in our local community, the guy says that the Devgons are unplayable, and for me, it is the biggest motivation factor in the world. If somebody tells me it doesn't work, okay, hold my beer. And after I prove they are wrong, I have sold the army. Sorry for interrupting. You can continue.
So let's try now. Spire's not working now. Let's go. I mean, back to the topic. I have played maybe 10 games with it, and I disagree that the sorcerer's list, the Dwagom sorcerer list is top, but the double Stoneforge is top and is OP.
What are you guys doing in Poland?
It's stop. Because it's the double sorcerer, I mean those flame elemental casters, maybe they're not OP maybe they're not top in the devs, but they bring you so much and so huge negative player experience because you are not able to do anything against it, and I believe that's wrong for the game.
Yeah, now maybe, but much stronger release is double Stoneforge, because if you have two models with 20 HP defense 4 and you can heal 5 wounds every round, a lot of army can't handle it.
No.
Anyway, so
I
add to this immune to terrifying, moral 4. You can have tenacious 1 on it. It hits like a, sorry for telling, fucking truck. I mean, you have this little dwarf on the top of this model, I mean the rider, and he has a smite. He can refuse duels. There is no tools just to open it. I mean, whenever Mateusz bring it to the table, I can just, hi, nice miniature, I will try to play around it, and that's everything I can do.
And you can't shoot it either, because it's the reroll 6s, and everything around it.
Exactly.
You're like, oh, okay.
But why would you try to shoot it when it has defense of 4 with 20 hit points? I mean, basically the shooting in the game has average of half of the armor piercing. I mean, most of the units has 0 or -1. So most of the units just don't do anything, because you can even take the slingers, one of the best shooting units in the game. You can add Predator here. You can just stay within 18 inches. Make this overpowered shot with so many dice, and basically it's in average 3.5 wounds on this big colossal miniature. So I will just click. Oh, I'm up. Great game.
Yeah,
I mean, great game, great design.
And of course, he can hide also in forest. So
yeah, this is dope. This is just, I'm in. I'm good, guys.
Yeah. That one pixel is enough. Great.
Have you guys ever done the Hellbringer Drake, where it's one toe in the zone, one toe in the forest? You're like, I'm safe. It's gonna come at me. It's great.
I'm doing it all the time. So
did that attack.
Yeah. So basically, the devs probably are the second best faction in the game. Then it is hard to tell. I mean, I believe the Nords are pretty okay. The Orcs are strong. I mean, whenever I can see the Nords on a table, I feel pretty conscious that I can just win it. Whenever I see Orcs on the table, I'm not so quite sure. So basically, I think the Orcs are really good. 100k is strange, because whenever you bring this huge infantry list with, for example, 9 stands of household picketeers or guards, I'm just afraid of it. But all the rest range of the models is pretty decent, and whenever you take it, okay, I will handle it. Spires are bad, but here we have to add that in our territory in our local area, there is no a single good Spire player. I mean, we haven't, because the faction has so many models, so many rules. It is really, you can just deep dive into it and find something really cool. And we haven't done it by our own. And we don't know anybody who plays in our local meta at really top level with the Spires. It is hard to judge me if they are good or no. I mean, whenever I can see them on the table, I just laugh and kill it easy. But I hope and I believe there is something more. We just haven't seen it before. We just haven't seen it.
We had one player, but he stops playing a lot of time ago. We have one player in Warsaw, but it's hard.
Yeah, but first of all, the Warsaw is far away. Second of all, we are talking about the current time, not about the player who played it well 2 years ago. So it's hard to judge where the Spires are. And for the rest, Yoroni, it is really hard to judge because whenever you are a really good player and you can punish that opponent from this little mistake, I believe I can play it really competitive. Maybe I can't deal with the Old Dominion, but with the rest of the factions, probably I can have a chance. But I believe that most of players are not tryhards as us, will just struggle with this army. Because, in my opinion, Yoroni right now is just weak. And we have, what else? Sorcerer Kings. City States are boring and probably the worst faction in the game right now, but the worst faction from our perspective, because right now I'm playing, for example, Yoroni, and I have so many tools to open the Mateusz list without even getting hard. I mean, those are just easy games.
So for City States, do you still think the power and strength of City States is based upon the Chariot? Like how well the Chariot's currently doing in the meta?
Now Chariots and the Hoplites, but after the nerf of Fire and Advance, they are much
they're
worse.
more in line.
Yeah, and
they're much harder to play. I mean, earlier you had 18 inches of range. You can just shoot and avoid everything. And right now, because of the range was just nerfed, because the fire and advance is fire and advance and not fire and backward, so you are not able to exploit the treat range. You have to play close, and whenever you are playing close, you have to play really well. And I believe this is very hard. I mean,
the problem, in my opinion, is when we think about the Chariots, this is still the best unit of City States. So even after these nerfs, this is the best unit. So how you can see the rest of the army, right?
Yeah.
If after nerf we think that this is the best unit for the City States. So
after we have tried many lists after the last patch, lists with 4 Chariots were the best. So.
You gotta tell that to Kyle, who played 8 Chariots and just shot everybody. That was in the days of flank Chariots, and they just showed up all turn 2, and you're like...
That was the cool days.
Yeah, the cool days.
But I believe the list like this will still work. Maybe you will not bring the 5-0 on a high tournament, but for 4-1 but 4-1 or 3-2, you will do with 8 Chariots. It is still very oppressive, and you have units that even if you lose 1 or 2, you are still playing different game from your opponent. And back to the list and the arm, they are still good. I mean, the Mammoth, the Elephant, is overpowered, is one of the best units in the game. Basically, whenever you bring it on the table, you just win one part of the table for 360 points with Maharaja as a rider. So I love it. The fire Ifrit's damage output is still just kind of joke. I mean, they can one-hit everything without any problem. Of course, the range, I mean, the threat range of the army is smaller because you have no free actions, but you have still Juggernaut, so auto charge on 12 and hit 19 dice with Cleave 1, Deadly Blades, and hits on force. It's pretty terrifying for 170 points. The air Sorcerer Kings, because the Sorcerer King has to be divided into 4 phases. Each elemental is completely different. The fire is really good. The air, I believe it's better. Because of this teleport, you can play around your opponent pretty easy, and you are in charge. You have bigger distance, so your opponent is playing the game that you allow him. The water, it is very hard to judge because yesterday or today the main cavalry get really a huge nerf. So I believe
it came up
because
with that FAQ, right?
Yeah, because of the FAQ, they cannot use their action after the march. So earlier you could do a march and make a charge. So it was pretty good charge with 15 dice, brutal 2, hitting on force, I believe, or 3, something like this. Right now they cannot move and charge. So it get for a cavalry unit, it is just a huge nerf. And I'm too stupid to judge the water list right now. Have to play it, test it. There are too many connections and I just can't judge it.
Well, also, it's not out yet, so like, what's the word?
Yeah, exactly.
Until
So
it's on the release radar of like, oh, it's coming. Okay, now I gotta play it.
And the Earth, unreleased units in the Earth are just broken, and I believe they will get so many nerfs. So again, just let's wait. Let's wait until it will get released, and we'll judge it.
Because I know some of the guys are calling the mud hut because you throw down the earth template and the water template, and then it's just splash around in the mud and you can't kill it, and it's just like.
I have played the elephant with earth and water. So basically, whenever I put the water on objective, that elephant has 20 hit points, I believe, or 18, I can't remember. A lot of hit points. Resolve 4, immune to terrifying, defense 3, evade 2, hardened 1, oblivious, reroll 6s in defense, then -1 to hit because of the water, and then you have a dread, so you are not able to get inspired. And I have a Maharaja that will heal you 2 hit points per round from the draw event, and 3 hit points from a spell, 3 or 4, can't remember. Basically,
yeah. You can't kill
the next exactly. Next unkillable unit that just go into the table and hello, let's try with and deal with it.
I also thought the Earth template gave it regen 2. Or is that the draw event you're talking about?
Whenever you put a Earth marker and you are within 3 inches, you have a regeneration 2 draw event. Okay. But when you bring the Wrath to the table and he's a warlord, the all range of Earth models will have a regeneration 2 as well. But you have to it won't work because you have to take Maharaja, because only he can bring the earth and water to the table. So the Rush will be never the warlord, but he doesn't need to.
No.
He don't need to. Does it? Yeah, it is.
Podwis, didn't you play Manuel when he used the water, earth, elephant into you at D20?
Yeah, I did, but I think the main thing on that game was that he failed his charge.
Oh.
So yeah, he don't get with the Mahut to the objective, so that allowed me to score this objective for more turns. So yeah, but Mahut is OP. And I want to add one thing about the fire, because we didn't test it yet, but we think that this is only one list that can handle OD with this damage output.
Yeah, because basically you have around 8 or 9 units on the table that can bring in average about 20 or 22 hits with -1 deadly blades. So generally speaking, each of your unit is able to one hit the OD unit. And you have more activation, you have better trade range, and I believe it will work. But for example, this fire struggles against other armies, so it's not auto-pick.
Yeah, so it's kind of you're building a silver bullet to deal with one thing, and you're gonna lose the
exactly.
rest of the game, and that's not good if you're trying to make it like the run for first place at a tournament. When I reviewed the D20 list, I should send them to you guys so you guys can chuckle at what I thought about each of your lists. Sanix, I thought yours was really good and interesting. Podwis, I'm still confused about the Warbread. To this day, no one has told me why. The rest of it I thought was great.
They are great. I mean, sorry, Mateusz, I will review your list because
we are
basically.
Give me one word. This was because we are playing with Sanix, of course, and we find out that in this list with Thunder Riders, you have some gap that if someone wants to hide in hindering terrain because of Thunder Riders, you need to have something that can open it. Okay. So that's why Warbreads. Okay. But I know that this is not top list, but after the Chios, I want to play with my armies. City states are like they are. so I found out that I should play the orcs.
No, I'm glad. You also did very well at D20, so well done. But when I was close. List, I was trying to figure out why Warbread. I thought it was like, okay, well, they've gained a couple buffs. They're actually like decently statted defensively. They got a decent threat range. They have some good damage output. I'm thinking it's like a tech piece for a specific thing. It didn't click in
because of the forest.
That it was for to deal with the hindrance.
That was our thinking because of the forest. But now I'm thinking that maybe that should be changed to the Quattles. Because if you saw my games, the main of time, the Warbreads are standing on the objective. So
with a Quaddle, at least it'll like shoot while standing on an objective.
Yeah, and have more pressure. Pressure.
Quattles are faster.
Yeah, and if you saw those games in D20, they put a lot of terrains on the board. I mean, a lot of obstacles, yeah, and Quattles in this way make a really big difference.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Thank you for explaining to me. I was kind of curious, like what was the intent, and it was
one more thing was also the intent. We are going to the Slovenia with plane, so there is no way to pick more Quattles.
Yeah, okay. You need to snap the wings off and then just glue them back when you get there. I don't know why.
Exactly, I have thought.
No,
you guys saw my toolbox. Everything
I know.
fit in that toolbox.
I don't like going this way. I need to have the whole model together. So
now my next question is, I reviewed Arcadius's list. I thought when I did it, I thought it was a really solid list. I was like, there's a couple weaknesses. I want to see how it's played. It didn't really click in my head at the time that the Thorakeeter is doing as much as it is doing, and seeing how he won the event, and after review how well it did, and just being like, because to be honest, I thought he was gonna go like probably 4-1 or something, because it was 5 rounds or 6 rounds in
six. It was six.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna go. Okay, so I thought he was probably, if he wasn't doing well, if he got hit by some bad matchups, 4-2. If he was doing well, maybe 5-1. I didn't really think he was gonna win it, to be honest. he did. I knew he was going to do very well, however, and I think his list was really solid. I just didn't really see how it was going to play out. And now understanding with the buffs from Old Dominion and how that carries through after the event, I can now see it is a very strong list, and how Old Dominion is pushing ahead on top of all the rest of the factions. Another thing,
too much.
Yeah.
Sorry, too much pressure, too much scoring, a lot of wins. Yeah.
Like another thing that I've noticed that's kind of allowed Old Dominion to show up again is the loss of light scoring, kind of because it's usually Old Dominion's lists were focused more like towards the heavies, and so they'd be coming online, showing up later in the game, and because that scoring is kind of moved further down, it allows it to go do its game plan much more easier than it did before. You guys agree?
I disagree with you.
Okay.
I mean, even before the last update, Old Dominion had really great tool to prevent you from the light scoring because of the Moroi. The Moroi earlier could teleport from the first round. So basically in the first round they were about 20 inches over the deployment zone, and on second round it was just teleport, charge, and your unit disappear. Light unit, of course. So basically, the Old Dominion after the Moroi release really had great tool to deal with the light scoring. I don't know why all over the world the Old Dominion players haven't played. I just don't know.
I think they like bone columns. They're cool models.
Never cool models, but doesn't work on it. Cool models doesn't win your games. Strong models win it, and the Moroi and cultists are really strong. So that early pressure was able to do from the perspective of Old Dominion players. Now, after the game slows down, it is just they are still so oppressive, and the game is slower, and the Theocrates will come later and win this one part of the table. So they are in the same spot, but the game is different, and the game is better for them. That's why they are just so good. And Auxiliar, one of the strongest warlords in the game. I mean, the best supremacy all over the world. Gets so many buffs.
Hold on, I'm thinking if I have a challenge to that. I'm just reviewing all the supremacies really quick.
I believe the Kitsune warlord from the Yoroni is S tier. It is amazing. Having a fluid formation gives you so many opportunities to win the game. It is really outstanding. But the Auxiliar is outstanding as well.
It's the triple activations.
Kitsune is S tier, but it's not even close for the Auxiliar, in my opinion.
Is he
probably
S tier?
Probably the Auxiliar supremacy that would work only on its unit will be still strong, because you can bring these Varanians and kill everything you wish to. But instead of one unit, 4 units can have it, so...
Love this game.
8 attacks, exactly. Good game.
Yeah, awesome. No,
Only with craft 4, 5 dice, and cliff 3, so easy to deal.
It'll do well. Okay, let's get into the next part. Chios, how was your lead up to Chios? Like, why did you guys Sanix? Why did you play? Yeah, I know. I did. I literally had the interview yesterday with Saxon. His
okay.
I'm sorry. I'm bad at this. I don't know why I do podcasting anymore. Xanax, why did you pick Yoroni? And going into Chios. Let's start with that. And the list you played.
The list is a long story. Why Yoroni? Because I just like the models. I mean, I have chosen the army after I have bought it. I gave it to my friends to paint it. I did those display base you have seen on Chios. I have did it by my own. I spent so much time to do it. I mean, I'm that kind of player that really likes the climate, the vibe, the story, and in terms of Euroni, I love it. And just by mistake, some random die roll, the Euroni really fits to my game style. I mean, I like to see these little bad things that players are playing and try to use it to win the game, and Euroni just let me do it much easier compared to other armies. The story of the list is very strong, very long, because I have played, as mentioned earlier, 42 games before the Chios, and the list was evolving. I mean, from the beginning, the idea of the list was pretty the same, because having one huge unit for 600 points in the middle of the table with Tenacious 2 and Resolve like Infinity, because Warlord 5, Warlord 4 plus 3 for plus 2 for regiments. Having that kind of centerpiece was from the beginning, but game after game after game, the little changes was developing into the list. So, for example, the car list we have seen in the Chios was a list I have played about 1 month earlier. So from his list, I have managed to make this kappas because they're just great. I mean, having so many options to play your unit is just great, and it was long evolving story, step after step after little step. Next improvement, next game with Mateusz, next improvement, next game with Mateusz, next game, improvement. But the idea was pretty the same from the beginning.
No.
Funny story about his current list. When we start testing the spiders, and he start with 1 spider, how it was?
Yeah.
One spider and 1 monster. We played 2 games, so after it, he add another spider. Next 2 games, another spider, and now it's evolving to 3 spiders and 2 the big monster. Daiokai and yeah.
Didn't you have at one point 4 spiders and 2 big monsters?
I don't need the 4 spiders. I believe 2 spiders are pretty okay, because after the last games, I think the Mohatsu, so the spider that can cast spells, is not worth 280 points. I mean, 2 days ago, Mateusz, we have played about dwarves, and basically, in the entire game, I have missed 7 instances of casting spells. So 7 times my spells didn't work, sorry. And unfortunately on Chios, the average casting was pretty low on same level. And I can see that having 1 spider that can tank it is okay, but having 2 spiders that will do something similar, but unless you bring the sorcerer to the table, because whenever there is an interference, the spiders just don't work, basically. And the geisha probably is better choice, but I'm thinking about it all the time and I'm trying to process it in my head, which is better option. Also, I have bring back the idea of playing the origami warriors with a character. Because without them, for example, whenever you are playing 4 spiders and 2 heavies, you have no points to add anything else to the list. I am really struggling at the beginning of the game, and that's why I have made a few steps back and bring the origami warriors to the table. And right now it's about 2 or 3 spiders, and really huge origami warrior blocks.
Nice. I'm interested to see how well it does in Germany when you go there. Let me know. I'm curious.
I'm curious too.
Yeah, just send me a DM or whatever. Be like, I won my first game, or like, this is the score. I'm like, oh, okay. Like, I'm really curious because
I can write some kind of summary
because I'm always
from the games.
Every list I've seen out of you so far, I'm always interested where it came from, what it's doing, and how it's doing it, and then also how well it performs because I think they're really interesting.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Mr. Mateusz or Podwis, why'd you play Sorcerer Kings?
That's easy. Because on the tournament like Chios, you are going there probably in most cases to win.
Mm-hmm.
So we tested with Sanex a lot of the games. Probably if they don't nerf Chosen of Death, I will came with Wadrons. Okay. But it was 2 or 3 weeks before Chios, the Chosen of Death got nerfed. So there was no other point to take orcs or city states. So Sanex gave me proposition to take his SK, and we start playing with it. They feel really strong, and we figure out this list with a double 5 flamecasters because almost all of my games was against Sanex. So against Yoroni, against Yoroni, you need to have a lot of dice. So that's why now, I take SK.
If I recall correctly, at Chios, Mateusz, you played 3 Yoroni games, or did you play 4 Yoroni games?
3, only 3 because I miss Carl. So if I hit Carl, I will have all 4.
You could have assembled Voltron and got all the Yoroni.
Basically, both of us have played against each other Yoroni on Chios, so that was fun. Because before the tournaments, we have managed to do both of our lists that are great against the Yoronis, and I believe we did it pretty well.
No, that's good to hear. For Sanex, when I interviewed Carl, because I know you played him later in the tournament, one of the things he said is that you had a better matchup in Yoroni because you had played that matchup a bunch. Out of your 42 games, did you do the mirror match a couple times just so you had a feel of what was going on leading up to that?
Yeah, probably around 6 or 7, something like this. Because for the Chios, I was, even if I had my own plan for my list and I was improving the list week after week, I was trying to figure out something crazy. So, for example, I was playing against, and I was playing as Oni Spam with Daimyo Warlord, Oni Spam. It was about 13 activation or something like this. And I was practicing against the Yoroni basically. So yes, I have played it.
Mateusz, what was some of the practice you did leading up into Chios that you were kind of like something that you thought was like, okay, I'm probably gonna I'm gonna probably meet this faction, I need to practice into it, or any weird matchup that you were thinking might show up if you weren't careful?
Yeah, to be honest, before Chios, I was really demotivated to play Conquest.
Okay.
Because a lot of our games show us that there is no point to play other factions than SK and Yoroni. So I know that the only problem on the Chios will be against these 2 factions. Because if you play correctly with SK and someone don't push you too much early, you can have, you can prepare your rituals, you can have time to give your all units on the board, so you have advantage with cards, you have advantage with range. So the game was on really bad state before Chios. Yeah. So having this knowledge just led me to prepare this list, and I feel like it's really hard to don't make 3-1 with it.
Oh, and you won. So you showed that Sorcerer Kings is the best faction, and then you caused them to get nerfed what they needed.
Yeah. I think almost all of the nerfs in this patch was needed. Maybe not all for the Euroni, because I don't feel like it's going good way, because this. To be honest, the list with the spiders are really, really good, but the rest doesn't work.
Yeah,
The
basically
rest
the
of
faction is
so,
unplayable.
Well, people are still playing it, but like it's not what the high players, like the kind of the top tier players, are looking at. Because I know there's still plenty of people playing the faction.
Yeah, but you only have been hit from the general rules, because the fluid formation nerfed the Kitsune in very powerful way. Then you have the global nerf of early scoring, and most of the games I have played before the Chios, I have won just because I had this early scoring. And then the Tenacious global nerf again. We have removed the Tenacious 2 from the game and changed it to Tenacious 1. So outside of the Euroni nerfs, and Euroni had a lot of Euroni's nerfs, the three general rules just smashed the army in a very strong way.
No, I hear you.
in my opinion, they should go the way like Games Workshop did. So put the faction, make the changes for each faction every 3 months or even half year, but it needs to go like, only one faction per one patch. Or if they want to change something in other faction, they just should shift the points, because you have situation. If you are working for example for patch like this, and you want to change some rules in city states, for example, right? And you have other changes in other factions, it's hard to say how it will looks on the end. So
It's not hard.
The situation
it's impossible.
Yeah, exactly. So the situation with Old Dominion, you have feeling like Old Dominion was bad because of the Euroni at SK before the patch, so they got buff. But the other factions got nerfed, so now we have situation with Old Dominion like it is.
Basically, I really don't like how the Parabellum developed the game. I mean, I believe in something like Mateusz said, because as a developer, you have to find the best way in terms of rules of each army. So, for example, if you have a cool unit, Varanian Gurats is best example. You have really cool unit with 4 dice, which have a disadvantage against the armies with high evade, but you have a cliff free, so you have advantage against, for example, 100k players, and so on and so on. So the Varanians were good against something and bad against something. Advantage and disadvantage. So the only thing, if unit in unit like this, in sweet spot, whenever it struggles, it just needs some increases or decreases of the points. I mean, touching the rule too often just kills this game. And I can see it from the local meta. Whenever some kind of old player who haven't played, for example, for a year, go back to the tournament, he plays totally different game because the core rules changed. But also his army is not working the way he remember it, because basically every unit, instead of changing the points cost, has changed the rules and just work in different way. and I really disagree with the Parabellum how they develop the game. I really don't like it. And from the local meta, I believe, they are just killing their product.
Yeah, no, I agree with you on stuff like that because like another thing with Rangi and Guard that I see like on the Dwegholm sign is Magma Forge. They're like, what's the point of Magma Forge? It's like they crack high armor and take a hit. What do you want? Oh, they need to do more work,
exactly.
and it's like, no, they don't. Because if you give them volume, they start killing things that they shouldn't be killing, and now like they're doing the same thing Rangi and Guard are doing. So like I do agree with you. There's times where they like Parabellum pulls too many switches, and you don't actually know what's happening. They're kind of just like
Exactly.
oh,
Sorry for interrupting.
okay.
The golden rule for wargaming should be each unit need to have advantage and disadvantage. If you shoot really great, you should be really weak in close combat battles, right?
Yeah.
If you can open every solid unit in the game with cliff 3, you should struggle with units which have evade. That's normal. Whenever you have really tough unit that can take a lot of damage, that unit shouldn't have enough damage output to kill everything for one hit. And unfortunately, units in Conquest, a lot of units in Conquest, like for example Chosen of Death before the Chios nerf, was some kind of unit that could take a lot of damage and kill everything for one hit. I mean, one unit that do exactly everything in the same time on the table.
Yeah, it's not good for the game because then you just get people spamming that one unit, and it's like, all right, cool.
It's good for a sale, but from the short perspective, I believe, because whenever you do such a unit, I believe I have no knowledge about it, so it's my fault to be clear. Whenever you do something like this, I can see it from the Asoya, Warhammer 40k, and so on. The units that get buffed, these overpowered units, just are gone from the shelf. And people are, whoa, I have so powerful list, now I will win some games. But the second side of the medal is whenever that player with those overpowered units bring it to the table and smash this really nice weekly player from which don't need to win a tournament, and that kind of player will get smashed by overpowered list. That player probably will drop the game, and I can see it from many friends of our friends that have dropped the game because somebody was just broken and they didn't want to follow the meta and buy every few weeks new unit. So basically, even if that kind of unit from the short perspective will have really huge sale, in a long term it's just killing the game. So I don't believe it's worth to do it.
No, I agree with you because like you need your player base to grow because they will always buy more product, they will always get more people to play. And one of the things like as your player base grows is that people know there's people who play the game at various locations and they can get a game in. It's one of the big reasons why like Warhammer is so popular is I can just go down to the GW store. I know I can get a game in tonight. I can just show up. Game done. Like it's harder for other miniatures games to do that and have that player base build up to have that like, you know,
it's really hard to build the community around the game.
And I agree. Like I would, like myself personally, I would like to see them do a balance patch in January. So either they would do a balance patch in January and then maybe one after Chios, and they would do a little one to tick any of the big offenders the moment they announce the people who are going to Chios. Like, you know, so was it June, July 1st? They would do a little one right there so that people who are going into Chios, they know what they're playing and what any of the nerfs or buffs is. They don't have to worry. They have their practice time to lead up to the event. I would like to see that more, because one of my issues with Parabellum is that they do this 3 balance patches a year, every 4 months. Well, I know there's people who are like, oh, my thing got nerfed. Oh, this is overpowered. I'll wait 4 months for it to change. They come back. Oh, it's, this, I don't like this. They wait another 4 months. Okay, well, they haven't played for 8 months. They're dropping the game. If you give it that longer time, and you only do, let's say, like a little tweak a month and a half, 2 months after the initial patch, just in case you missed anything, and you give it that longer window, that's a longer window of players developing knowledge and skills to overcome the challenges. That's a longer window of seeing if your thing has actually caused problems, or if it is actually good and the player base can adapt to it properly, and so on. It just gives you more time. And like, war games aren't video games. They don't need to be patched every week, every 2 weeks kind of thing. Get nerfs and buffs, and a lot of people take the whole hobby as a whole slower than like League of Legends.
But even a little update every 2 months with just small correction of the points. For example, right now we can see that the origami warriors are really bad. I mean, I have no other light units that I can use, so I use my origami warriors, but they are just really bad unit. And even decreasing 5 points, it won't break the game. I mean, from the meta perspective, it's nothing. But from the player perspective, you get this tiny little boost that maybe, of course maybe, will motivate you to use this unit or try different builds.
Well, another thing it opens up is like, did you need 5-10 points to get an upgrade? Yes, no. Oh, I do? Okay, sweet. Now that's an actual gain of power for your
It's always like, if you see new, because in my opinion that should goes this way. So you have one big patch every year, maybe 2 or 1 army update. I mean the, let's say, new book of army, right? Per year. But rework, yeah. Main changes should be on the point. So even if it's not much, let's say, you play 9 units, 3 of them got minus 10 points. So you have total 30 points, yeah. But this way let you think about some new list, because if you have 30 points more, you can delete this unit, put another unit, etc. So the game stay like it was. I mean, about the rules, but you can try some new ways with your list.
I agree with you guys. I kind of want to see like if they go that route, because it would clean up a lot of stuff, and also, as you gentlemen have said before, it allow the players who come back after a year, their lists will still function the same, but they'll build it differently. What's easier for someone to get back into it, because it's like, oh, this used to cost 150, now it's down to 130. Oh, I have 20 points. I'll go pick up an upgrade for my unit leader, but they remember each of the things doing a certain thing, and they're still doing that thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And other point is also a bonus for Parabellum, because like we said before, it's much easier to make some new reworks or new units. If you have knowledge how the rest of units or the rest of faction works, you can make a new units or rework some other with this knowledge, right? So it's much easier to balance it.
Agree with you. All right, gentlemen, let's talk about your 4 games, and then I think we would be good. You guys agree?
Yep.
All right, Podwis, you're playing Sorcerer Kings. Who did you play round 1 at Chios? What'd they play?
Yeah, so the first game was against Nicolas from German, with Yoroni. So, yeah, Yoroni number 1. I will go quick about these games, because every game in Chios was, really exciting. Every player who was on Chios is very strong because, he is on Chios. So about the first game, he played very, very safe. And when you, like I said before, if you let the SK to grow up, get rituals and got all units on the board, there is no way to win. Because I can kill you from out of your range, and that's it.
Yeah, I hated Sorcerer Kings in that era. It was just like, oh, I've come and dead.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you. All right, who's next?
So I have 15 activations. You end your whole stack, and 4 of mine left with 3 actions. So just take out
with
the
auto charge of 70 inches, because why not?
And this damage output.
Oh my god. So I assume you won. Did he do anything that you were ever worried about, or were you just like, oh,
no,
I get to do all my rituals and I'm just gonna shoot you to death?
Yeah, well, when I saw that he playing safe, so I played against Sanex too much times, and I know that the only way to try to win with this SK is just push hard from the beginning and don't let them grow up. So
okay. Well, now I'm curious about round 4 because I know you two played each other. So now I want to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should I go to the next game or Sanex?
We'll go back and forth for each round. So
okay.
Now, Sanex, who's your round 1? Tell us about it.
Oh, surprise!
Hey.
So basically, I was playing against you. Sorry for telling it. I was pretty confident before this sparring because I have played against Nords, and I know that I have advantage over you. Unfortunately, I was brain dead because of this list change we have mentioned earlier. I haven't noticed that my side of the table was illegal. Do you remember this little space between the obstacles where only my spiders?
Yeah, your spider had to go there.
Yeah, because it was too tiny, and unfortunately, I didn't remember that in the core rules there is a rule that says the obstacles have to be over 9 inches over another, and because there was only one little hole, I put there a spider instead of moving it to the mid of the table. So basically, this little thing was a game changer because when I had a spider in the middle, the game would be much easier for me.
Yeah.
But without my second centerpiece, I had just really hard game, and unfortunately, you didn't do huge mistakes that I could use on my own. So I have tried some little tricks like didn't
you didn't
probably have
any of my traps. Yeah. you saw me waiting, and I'm like, come on, let me hit you, and you're like, I'm gonna back up. Oh, I'm gonna lose.
Yeah. For example, in one turn, I didn't even hit you. I just paused my activation in the middle because I wanted to block you, and I have tried all of my dirty tricks I had in mind, but it wasn't enough. I was mad on me after that game. I was really very mad because I have played 42 games. I have lost just one against Mateusz. I have only one draw against the Old Dominion. And my mindset was to win this tournament. And this first game was it was huge wall that hit me, and after the game, maybe you remember, I was standing in the sea for over 30 minutes and meditate because I was so pissed off.
I'm
not for you because our game was all the Chios experience was great. I mean, the tournament are great, the people are great, the games was really fun. I was mad on myself that I, for example, didn't see that the obstacles was illegal, and I just should call the judge. Instead of that, I played so bad strategy. Never mind.
No, I get you there, and we should have like one of the big things about those tables that we should have raised as Chios players a stink about to Parabellum was that 4 obstructions on one table is not good. They shouldn't have done it. Like why is there 4 obstructions? I played that table not once, not twice, 3 times out of the tournament. So by the second game, I had a maneuver with those raiders to get in front and over the ejector to let more stuff through, because all I was doing was playing that stupid table. And 4 obstructions is too many obstructions on such a, like, us trying to be maneuver, get stuff around, set up attacks and counterattacks. It blocks off too much of the table, and I didn't like those.
We should add here that the Parabellum didn't set up this illegal table. Probably some player who just put the army on a table, move a little bit the obstacle. That's why it was too close. It's not the fault of the Leo or other guys, because the event itself was really great. I saw it before the tournament that they measure each terrain that the distance is kept. But unfortunately, somebody moved it, and I just didn't get it.
Yeah, I agree, and also I think.
And sorry for interrupting.
You're my guest. Go ahead.
I'm from Silesia, and in our family, interrupting other people in the table is something normal. So. I know it's bad habit, but it's really hard to play against it. Anyway, I would like to add one more thing, because in the Conquest, the most important part of the game is before the game. The strategy is the crucial part. How do you win these games? Because table is huge. Units have really limited range of movement, and whenever you deploy something in a wrong position, probably it will not have enough time to get where it should be used. So the general strategy before the game and deploying the units is crucial. That's why after I have deployed the spider in the wrong position, I just couldn't move it to the center of the table, because I would lose 3 or 4 rounds and just lose the game instantly. That's why this little mistake wasn't little in general.
No,
Sorry.
No, I agree with you. We've all been there. We've lost it on deployment, and I hate it. Like, one of the big reasons I brought Nords to Chios is because I hate losing a game to poor reinforcement rolls, and that list just shows up onto the table. Because I lost a tournament game to like poor reinforcement rolls, and it drove me nuts. And I was like, I'm never losing to poor reinforcement rolls again. Now I play Nords. So now I got to play the game. But no, I loved our game, to be honest. I thought that game was the hardest game I played at Chios. It was you, then Andrew in round 4. And I think you did a phenomenal job. I took stuff that I learned from you and what you did to me onto other players. I would love to hang out more with you.
Sorry, other players.
They loved it. I'd love to hang out with you actually and like play games with you on like even at a more local level, like across the table more. Because when I left Chios, I thought I could learn so much more about the game, and that there's like another level, more rungs on the ladder to climb to go to the top. That's
exactly with Mateusz. We had exactly the same thought. I mean, after the Chios, I have really, oh my god, I cannot pronounce it. After the Chios, I have really I can tell it. After the Chios, our thought was there is so many new things that we can improve, develop, and explore in the Conquest that really gives us more power to play even after Chios.
No, I'm excited. I hope to see you both, by the way, at the next Chios. I hope to also get there, and hopefully we can all play another game and have some fun, because it's gonna be great seeing you guys again. You'll show up, and I'm hoping
Second
to make
game.
Chios round. No. Thank you very much for your round one, Sanex. Podwis, you still there? You hiding out in your car? Oh,
I'm
okay.
still there. Sorry.
we can't tell. You're just a car. How was your round two? Did you play more Euroni, or did you break it up a little?
No. The second game was only one that I didn't play against Yoroni. So I have played against Brandon from UK with Orcs. But like I said before, I know this army well because it's my main army. So I know what to do against it. So mainly I let him shoot with slingers and hunters to my big blocks. So I have sure that I can heal them, so he can't wipe out them for the 1 or 2 shots. I prepare a lot of rituals with healing. So in this game, I don't remember exactly, but it was over 40 wounds healed from rituals. Yeah, so... Yeah, and if I let him shoot at me, then I have range to kill him. So orcs with this low defense are just disappear from this amount of shooting from flame casters. And that was all about the game. He played really well, but you can't handle with World Runes this SK list.
I agree with you. I was actually hoping at Chios to dodge Sorcerer Kings, because I knew I had no game into it. I know how that list you played and the other SK players and their lists they played were incredibly good and were very powerful, and I was glad to play them. So well done. Nice job on your win.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Sanex, who'd you play round two?
I can't remember the nickname of my opponent, but he was really cool guy who brings the Contour, T-Rex, I mean Apex Predator, twice of Thunder Riders, Quattle.
You played the Spaniard, didn't you?
Probably yes.
Is it Carlos or Raymond?
Raymond, probably. But I have really bad memory for names. I'm really sorry for it, but I'm always struggle with it. Basically, the list on the paper seems like a weak list, but there were tools that could open the Euroni. And before Chios, after the Parabellum show us the players list, I saw this one and I told Mateusz that I'm afraid of it. Turn 1, it was nothing unusual. Turn 2, nothing came to my table from the reinforcement rolls. So, as you have spoken about, I feel really bad because of this shitty roll. Turn 3, nothing came from the reinforcement roll, and it wasn't panic mode. I was still playing my game, but I felt that I'm under the pressure. Fortunately for me, my opponent probably haven't played the Euroni many times before, because he has charged from the Thunder Riders to my huge origami blob, and I knew that this is huge mistake. And after this charge, my Domaru Damashi just wiped them out from the flank.
Nice.
After that wipe, T-Rex came into the again origami blob, and I was able to one hit. And after the T-Rex died, I had pretty straightforward games. My opponent's biggest mistake was probably he was afraid of me, and his Tontor instead of pushing and being a screen for other huge monster like a T-Rex or Thunder Riders, he was staying behind and was waiting, and that waiting was enough to me to catch all the dangers on the table, kill it, and then try to kill the Taunter. And probably I did it in the 10th round or something like this.
Nice job. I believe that was Carlos from Spain who you played, because he has the Tauntor double Apex, double Thunder Rider list. He was the one with the 5 heavies. Yeah, I agree. Like, when I saw his list, I'm like, okay, this is gonna be really scary if he gets all the heavies on turn 3. But what's probably is gonna happen is that it's gonna trickle down 9 times out of 10. Like, turn 4, turn 5, and show up that way.
Exactly, but he didn't roll it. Fortunately for me. Unfortunately for me, I didn't roll as well. But he was fighting with my huge origami blob wave after wave. And this is huge mistake. Because whenever in Conquest you are facing a unit that, for example, costs 500 or 600 points, and you are not able to kill it in 1 versus 1 fight, you have to bring another unit to make fight 2 of your units against my 1. And it is really hard to do, because I can tell it, do it, but on a table you have to have a great timing. It is just hard to achieve. But whenever you achieve it, you are able to deal with this huge origami warrior blob. Unfortunately, most of the players are trying to play wave after wave, and it just doesn't work.
Yeah.
Because I can kill 1 unit, I have a time to get buff or heal myself, kill another unit, and basically you just lost 2 strong units, and I have no punish for it. I mean, I just lost nothing.
Yeah, you're blocked so much from your Oni. Well, congratulations on your win. Yeah, I know you love them. But he's probably scared of you because you showed up as a samurai and he thought you were gonna kill him.
No, my katana was in Wrocław because it was too long for a plane, so I couldn't cut.
Well, nice job, however.
Thank you.
Welcome. Podwis, it's your round 3. We know you've just played with Drune and you have 2 more Euroni, so who's your round 3 Euroni?
Yeah, that was Saxon.
Oh, that Australian guy.
Yeah. Really nice guy. The game was really nice also, but...
Interrupt. I have to add that the Saxon list was great. I really enjoyed it so much. Sorry.
Yeah, me too. But I was prepared against Veroni because that also games like we said before, and Saxon also was prepared, in my opinion, against SK because he know that he needs to push for the start of the game, and he did this. But I don't know why he just ignored one whole flank, so he didn't put any unit on that flank. So he let me just, to move all my units except one unit of MSU of Ifrits, so they can handle the point. But all other units just can move to the second side of the board. So with 3 actions, it's easy to came there fast, and that gives me really big advantage, so I can push him for the flank. So he needs to block me from my deployment side and also from the flank. So that was it, because even those healing spiders can't handle these flame casters with average 30 something hits. So
this is gross. I want you to know how gross you are.
Yeah, but my best score with this unit was against Brandon, and it was 42 hits.
What the fuck? I think there was something wrong with this unit. Oh my god! Don't you roll? Were you in effective range?
Don't you say so?
No, it wasn't effective range.
So you're only getting
It
like
was
26 shots, and then every one.
26 shots.
Oh my god! You had so many ones and twos.
With reroll, it can happen, but it shouldn't exist.
No. Jesus. With Saxon's list, was there like he was more prepared for your SK, and he went down one side. Do you think he should have put one or two units over on the weak flank to try and test you?
We talk about it. Yeah. We talk about it after the game. It will be enough if he just put there one spider, because if he does that, I need to go to his deployment, kill the spiders, reform, go back, and etc. etc. So I had a big unit there because that was rush with 4 swordsmen. So if he can buy a time with this one spider, he probably will have a really, really big chance to win this game. Because the second flank, he pushed me really hard, so he know how should it works. So there was a big problem for me, but if he let me all units from the other flank go to the middle and clear all his stuff, it was the game.
Nice. Well, he had a shot. He missed it. I do agree with you on his plan that he should have like stalled you out and forced you to allocate resources to deal with that spider to kind of stall you out to win. But sometimes I find like it's harder to see as the game is going, like what you should have done, because there's that play and counterplay with the card mechanic. But like
of course, but
early allows you to do it, and you did a really good job.
This is a good trick to almost every of the game. So if you're planning to fight for let's say we have 3 points, 3 objective zones scenario. So if you just want to let this one objective, ignore it. So still you should put one unit there to just, make some trick to force your opponent to kill this unit.
Oh yeah, and also sometimes you have like a medium shooter like Fireforge or Curatids, and you just shoot them to death, and then you just run on the zone.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go. Well, nice job. Round 3 done. Sanix, who did you play round 3? I know you're round 4
against Carl.
Oh, Carl!
Yeah.
What a guy.
So
how was that game?
So you want a longer story or a short story?
It's your pick.
So the backstage for this game is Carl has really offense language on a Discord.
Yeah?
Yeah, unfortunately. And in Wrocław, I would like to say that most of the player doesn't like him. I mean, whenever he wrote something in our chat, there are so many typing people that he is wrong and so on and so on. And I can remember, like half a year ago, I was playing the Sorcerer Kings, and I was playing in the Wrocław GT Master tournament for 30 plus players, and I bring a list with 8 times of MSU of ghouls with elephants and something something additional. And I can remember that after the word saw the list before the tournament, the Carl wrote that is not possible to lose against this list. And for me, it is the greater motivation I can have.
You are fueled by spite!
Exactly. Unfortunately, I didn't win this tournament. I went 4-1 because I have lost against the Arkadiusz.
Came
Yeah,
fourth.
4 wins and 1 loss. I have lost against the Arkadiusz because he had those Moroi units, and during the first round, I had 7 reinforcement rolls, and I rolled nothing. So those ghosts just push me off and kill. Whenever I deploy something on my edge, he just one-hit it. So on the round 4, I just gave up because the game had no sense. But basically, the list was very strong. Unfortunately for me, and very fortunately for Carl, I had made a promise myself that on a Chios, I will challenge Carl and show him how it's not possible to lose against this list. But the main owner of the Parabellum company was in Wrocław, saw my games, and after my games told me that this game shouldn't supposed to work like this, and he will fix it. And 2 days later, the ghouls get nerfed, and the list was not possible to play that way I have used to. So basically, in my mind, I had a plan to challenge a Carl with the Sorcerer Kings. Unfortunately, I didn't bring the Sorcerer King. Mateusz did. I bring the Yoroni, and Carl took Yoroni as well. As I have mentioned earlier, I was improving my list week after week, game after game. And the list that brings Carl to the table was exactly the same list I have played about 1 month before.
I see
So
where this is
I
going.
knew, yeah, basically I knew it is very good list. I knew that he probably had moved through the same path as myself, but I knew that I'm this one step ahead because he didn't figure it out how the kappas are great. And we was playing. The first round, nothing happens. The second round, we was just standing against each other and trying to figure it out what the skill level of my opponent is, and vice versa. And in the third round, I saw that the card did the first mistake. I mean, I had the Kappas unit with Kitsune, 3 Kappas and 1 origami. And he moved his origami unit very close to me. And we had a roll-off. And I knew, because I have calculated it earlier, that my Kappas just can't wipe it out. And I make a fluid formation, charge, clash, kill probably 3 of its origami, 3 from 4, 3 from 3 units from the 4th unit, so 3 stands from the 4th unit. So basically the clash was very good for me. Unfortunately for me, Little Demise killed over 2 of my frogs. But this little mistake showed me that probably I'm better prepared for this matchup. So my other thought after this one was, it's time to get very complicated situation on a table. Because, for example, if we are playing and fighting against each other, unit after a unit, and there are no other combats on the table, you are not able to do any mistake, because you have one obvious target and you are going to play around it. So my thought was, I will complicate the situation on the board as much I can and see if he can manage and play well, or I can grab his mistakes and just win this game. So on the 4th round, we had combat everything with everything. My beards just overcome his beards. The table was one huge big mess, and I was right. I was better prepared. I probably have chosen a few fights that were more important for the game than he did. The game was tight. The score, I believe, wasn't fair enough because the game was really tight, close. But the result was really huge. I mean, I had 26 points. He had about 12 or something like this. So from the scoring perspective, I just smashed him to the ground without any problem. But on a table, it was one of the best game I have ever played. It was really hard game. My brain was just vanishing. I was so exhausting after this game. And Carl, there are two Carls. The one, this Discord guy, which I really hate, and the other Carl is a Carl which I have played against on a table, and he's just cool guy, and even more, he can stand the pressure because from the third round he was losing this game, and it wasn't even a single time that he was unfriendly or he measured something wrong. He was just 10 out of 10 player, one of the best players I have ever met in the wargaming, and I hope I will play against him in future tournaments. Maybe I will visit the USA, the Adepticon. And I really love that game. As I have told, one of the best game I have ever played in the wargaming, in a such of great friendly atmosphere.
No, I'm glad to hear. I've talked to Carl about that game, and he loves it, and he thought you were a phenomenal player, and I agree wholly. As for Adepticon, I know the two of you are invited to come to. Well, I'm in Canada, but they're in the US, so come to the US, play an Adepticon, cause a ton of problems for everybody. So I'm going this year again as well, and I'd love to see you both there, to be honest, because I think it would be a blast.
There are two issues. I mean, the cost itself, okay, it is very expensive. I can make some saves and travel. But the D20 amulet in Slovenia tournament shows me that there is another problem, that is health. I mean, I had a COVID, and I had just no tools to deal around it. I mean, I couldn't do anything else, anything to avoid being sick. And if I book this flight, those hotels, and spend these few thousand grants on a tournament and get sick, I don't know if my mindset can handle it.
No, I agree, but it's always the risk of traveling.
Yeah, but the timing of Adepticon is just bad because ending of the March, so basically it's the beginning of the spring. That's a period where everybody gets sick. I mean, everybody. So yeah, the timing is just bad. It would be, for example, in middle of winter or middle of summer. It wouldn't be so problem, I believe.
Gotta bring you to Canada. We've joked around about having a Conquest tournament on the train that goes to the north end of the province, and you get out, see polar bears, and then get back on the train, and then have 2 more rounds back to the main city, so you can fly out after. So it'd be like 4 rounds over 2 days on the train, see polar bear break. So, and it'd be in the middle of winter, so you'd be fine. I don't know how well it'd be playing Conquest on a train, but you know.
I don't know either, so we have to see it.
Yeah, it'd be the most unique event, that's for sure.
Yeah, so basically that was my third game. I really enjoyed it. the game was really tight. The final score didn't show the difference, unfortunately. It should be something like 26-22, and those points would provide more balance of how the game worked.
But that's kind of like the scoring and happens in Conquest. Like the score doesn't actually explain the game that well, just because of what can happen. Of okay, we had a really tight game. Turn 6, I lost. My opponent scored out the next 4 turns to turn 10, 50-20. Okay, like that happens a lot. But well done.
Unfortunately.
Congratulations on your victory. I love that you are fueled by spite and showing people that anything they say you could prove different. So when are you playing Spires?
Fun fact, I had Spires because in the Conquest I had already all the factions.
But well done. So now I feel like we get into round 4. Yes.
Yeah, we do.
I'm doing all the math.
Mateusz, go ahead.
Yeah.
Mateusz, go ahead.
Tell us about round 4.
Oh,
Who'd you play?
that was against one of the greatest players,
Oh.
but still weaker than me.
So
Basically, I disagree. I mean, year ago, I would agree. I would tell that you have a right. This year, I thought I felt better. I mean, I was in my victor mindset. My thoughts about the game, the list building. Sorry for telling this. I disagree with you, Mateusz. Not this time.
So we have this agreement. Okay, so we both know how this game looks, how it works, and the most, I think, the most important thing in this game is defensive spells on this big block. And in the most important turn, Sanex fail all of these defensive spells. So that's allowed me to just disappear this unit with few shots because
Basically,
it was
this, and I have lost all the initiative roles. This was disaster as well.
One more thing that was I know that I can't play it. I can play this game like I always did. So I need to change something to just make some, difference, because when we are playing this sparring in Poland, almost every time I lose it because he pushed me from the beginning, and he don't allow me to, just like in the other games, to prepare rituals, give me a time, and that's. So I risk on the one flank with last activation of one round. That was rush with sword dancers, and I risk because Sanex on this flank has Kitsune with these frogs, and he covered them with 2 beards, and I take the risk. My last activation, I kill them with rush, so I risk about the roll for the next round with Supermassive, because if he won that roll, probably I will lose this unit, or maybe if I didn't lose it, it's stand like with one stand left, and probably he will clear this flank. So I take the risk to make some difference about our previous games, and I won this Supermassive roll. So I killed with this rush unit Kitsune. So that whole flank was mine. And on the middle one, he failed his in two most important turns. He failed his defensive spell. So 2 units of Flamecaster just shoot out this big block.
Basically, as far as I can remember, I have failed 4 or 5 out of 6 spells. in this
Yeah,
game.
but
in
the
middle.
the main was these two, right? For the 2 turns
Yeah,
of defense.
of course. In the other
Because
turn, that's nothing.
on these 2 turns, I made like 130 shots with these two units.
Over 130
Yeah.
shots because I was calculating it. So 2 turns of shooting, and I had 130 hits from his flame Ifris.
Yeah, so I think after these 2 things, so if he loses his big middle block, and after I risk it on the flank and clear it, it was the game.
Probably, I have that kind of feeling that probably if we would like to play 10 games, exactly the same games. I mean, the Sorcerer King's list against the Majorani, I probably would like to win 6 out of 10, something like this. But unfortunately, not on Chios.
The dice rolls, especially with like the supremacy roll not going in your favor, the spells not getting past that does suck, and it's not fun, especially when you need them to survive the onslaught of a million flame casters.
Yeah, exactly, and that's why, for example, I disagree with the spider's nerf, because whenever my opponent has some kind of interference, the spider, even before the update, the last update, wasn't so cool. I mean, 6 dice is not enough to cast your spells on turns you need it.
Yeah, like I played a chapter mage in Flame Dart. You know, you need 2 3s, and you're like, oh, okay, 1, a bunch of 4s. And you're like, all right, cool. Guess that failed. Yeah.
Unfortunately,
It is there and it's available, and I do agree. It is harder on the spider. Like I've only, like, leading up to Chios, I think I only played like 3, maybe 4 games into Uroni. So like I'm not the person to ask what changes need to be done. I just knew the Tenacious 2 and the big Kami brick was insane to get through. And then like something needed to be touched, and I did, like, when we were at Chios during that round table, I did say you're only allowed to nerf things twice, no longer 3 times, because you're gonna screw everything up. The
problem wasn't. Sorry, the problem wasn't the Kami blocks. The problem was Kami blocks with defense 4. Because I have played Origami Warriors instead of a Kami, and basically it worked better compared to Kami. Also, if you have, for example, see the results worldwide from many tournaments, there wasn't a single tournament where spam of Kamis won the game. It has you have never seen a situation like this. So the problem wasn't in a Kami. The problem was in a defense of 4 in huge 40 hit points unit that can really block you into your deployment. So nerfing the defense 4 spell was really good. Nerfing the healing, I just don't like it. Nerfing all of the rest, the tenacious for shooting, the fluids, and so on,
Yeah.
was just overkill in my opinion.
Yeah, there's once again they nerfed it too many times. Should have played around with it a little more. Like, we knew something was coming for Uroni. We didn't know exactly what, but yeah, maybe 1 or 2 things back up to where it was before to give them some life. I don't know. Just no one likes it. No one likes nerfs.
Anyway,
Yeah.
The final was really nice. We had fun because the game was really quick. We have played it many times before, so it was just I move here, I move here, I move here. Don't roll this attack because we know what will happen. I had a toilet
was
break.
done so fast. Oh my god!
I had a toilet break during our game, and I believe that toilet break was longer than the game itself.
Yeah, it was a really short game. Yeah, because like Sanek said, we know what to do, just what to happen in some
No,
combats.
whenever, for example, Mateusz just threw the dice and attacked the birds, there is no point of rolling those 20 some dice because in average I had about 1.5% that I will survive. So basically, it's waste of time.
I remember that fourth round. You guys were done in like 40 minutes. I'm like, oh my god, that was quick.
Yeah, and here we should invite everyone to the Discord because Leo has created awesome commentary about our games. So, for example, when I charge with my birds into the flamecasters, and the flamecasters just one hit the birds and killed it, he wrote some funny stories and put some memes about the fried chicken and so on. So, the Discord and the Chios stories are really cool, and after the game, I really enjoyed reading it, and I recommend it to everyone.
Yeah, no, there's some good stuff in here. Leo's doing, Leo doing play-by-plays.
Yeah, exactly.
And congratulations, Podless. You won. You're twice in a row. Did you ever think you were gonna get twice in a row at Worlds for Conquest?
No, I didn't think so about before, but it happens. I'm really happy about it. So
Did you get is that from last year?
It's from this year.
Oh,
from
wow.
this year, I gave it to him on the Chios.
Nice.
And what left to make just triple, and I can go. I can stop playing miniatures.
What did you order for the extreme version for this year? Want to tell everybody?
I still don't know. I can say it, but you say it before on some of your podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
So that was Quattle.
Yep.
But I'm not sure. I still don't get answer from them that it is possible to make him. So we are waiting.
Sorry about that. I just sneezed.
Bless.
Thank you very much. So he did ask for a second one though. If he couldn't make the Quaddle, what was your second choice?
The second choice was Polemark on Chariot.
I'm excited to see that one as well. Hopefully, maybe it's a character chariot, or the polemark gains the rider ability to ride the chariot. That'd be fun.
And there is also the third option, and this is Minotaur hero.
That would be fun. Take Minotaur Thyrans and Hespian mainstay.
Yeah, cool. would be cool. But we will see.
Congratulations, Sanix. You also did very well. I think you came in 5th or 6th.
Something like I didn't win, and that's the most important.
You came in 5th. You did very well. With that, I want to thank both of you for coming on. This was a blast. It's great to have you guys on here, talk about your wargaming history and your careers, how your metas are, how Chios, every lead up to Chios in your games. Is there anything you guys want to shout out or advertise? Like, when is your next tournament, or any of your clubs you want to shout out to people? Anything like that?
If there is a window for advertising, probably I wish to say thank you for our community, because even when we were playing the Chios game, I was making photos, and so many people in Wrocław, and not only in Wrocław, in Poland, was keeping finger crossed, was writing very good stuff about us, and it just gave me a wink during the tournament. And I wish to thank you for everybody that just support us. So thank you.
Good to hear. Mateusz, do you have anything you want to advertise?
I would also like to thank everyone who support us, but I have also an advice for everyone playing Conquest and listening us to after every game not complain about the dice because it's destroying your mind, right? Because if you focus on your dices, it's always go wrong. So try to chill out, and after every game try to find your mistakes, because there is no player that make no mistakes. And even on our level, when we playing game, there is always some mistakes, and if you think about it and you can find this way to play better, it's always make you stronger.
Yeah. All right, gentlemen. Thank you very much. For everyone who's listening, you can find this podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Podbean, wherever you listen to your podcasts. It's also on YouTube. You can like and subscribe. Join the BonkTable Discord, which is in the description link below. And yeah, that's about it. So once again, Sanix, Mateusz, thank you for joining me. I had a blast. I hope you guys had a blast.
Thank
Mateusz,
you.
maybe
Thank
we'll
you for
see you at some
invitation.
point, and you won't be a car forever.
You can always take his photo and that pinty Photoshop just cover this car with his face.
Exactly.
We're just gonna put that back on there. But I hope you guys had a fun time and a blast. Thank you for doing this, and I hope to see you guys next time, and hope to see you guys in person again when we meet up again. Hopefully in Chios.
Yeah.
Maybe
Would
even
be
sooner.
cool. Yeah,
Maybe.
sure.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.